guys? Welcome to another episode of Two Guys in the Couch. Sunglasses exclusive Brucey Bruce. Danny the Manny, aka Danny Pooh.
What's up, everybody? What's up, guys? I had to say that. What's up, my guys? How's it?
Yeah, I don't know why you're mimicking that dating expert,
Because it's so
Billy or whatever.
So, what's up, my guys? I just want to talk to you about a really cool thing, guys. No, anyways, we're not going to do that. So, I think the past week has been fun for you and I, and just in general for the country as a whole.
Yeah, that's why we are delayed 3 weeks not posting.
I don't know whether delayed 3 weeks not posting. We're delayed in 3 weeks because we've been busy with other stuff. You know, we do have a life. Sorry, people. We let you in on a little piece of our life every single time. But sometimes we just don't have the opportunity to do that because we just get busy with whatever's happening in our real life, so to speak.
A lot of people actually like the Trust podcast episode. I've been
no
getting
way, really?
positive feedback about that. And apparently this girl that I met at a lounge in the city, she said she shared it with her girlfriend and they had like 2-3 hour conversation, debate about it. Thank you for your views.
Wow.
And your
2-3 hour
subscription.
conversation from a 20-minute podcast. That's crazy. I wonder what kind of laundry they aired out when they were talking about it. Interesting. Nonetheless, so I think the topic today is going to be bullying. I also think we should talk about people using fear to make other people cover and go away from their beliefs, and the way people tend to deal with fear, and what happens when you don't deal with it. What do you think? You think a good topic?
I don't know why you decided to talk about bullying. We're not in high school. I guess bullying goes around.
I don't think bullying ever stops.
Oh.
I think bullying is a thing that people bring with them from puberty from adolescence to maturity, and it just moves with them. If they had it with them when they were young, they tend to sometimes continue. And I think bullying changes or warps from just regular bullying, which is a person might not be happy at home, or they might not be getting enough love, they might be treated like crap, and therefore as a kid they just know a certain way of showing their distaste for other people because that's a way for them to have power. And as people get older, I think that warps into hatred towards particular sect of people, such as, let's say that for example, right, COVID, because there was a superstition or myth or gossip that came out of China, right, in a particular certain lab in China, and people are going to be killing us in the comments about this. All of a sudden the perspective of all people changed and they started hating Asian
Americans.
Yes,
yeah.
they started hating. Now it changes, right? Then there were the protests. People changed to hating other type of people, and so on and so forth. So as I'm saying, that the bullying doesn't really stop.
It's easier to blame someone else than to take the fault. You might want to write that shit down, guys.
No, I don't think they should be writing it. Just enjoy the podcast and listen. It would be kind of disappointing if you're driving a car and you're like, oh, I gotta write this down. You go off the wheel.
When you're watching this podcast, have a notepad, pen, paper ready,
do not do
and
that.
go and take notes. So then we want your constructive criticism. And
No, we do not.
I love the love. I love the hate, and most importantly,
He loves to hate.
I love when you guys tell me that we can do something and it's done and you're like, oh wow. So yeah, thank you for helping us grow and learn more about the YouTube algorithms. And
Can we get back to the topic at hand?
Stuff.
Thank you.
Sometimes we need a break.
No, we don't. We didn't even start it. Why are you going to break? It's like you studying for an exam. Oh, wait. You know, there's a thing called perfect procrastinator.
Yeah.
It's the one that keeps procrastinating but never actually getting to the work, and then eventually.
I never used to do that. I always used to do my shit right away and then I would chill. I would never procrastinate.
Yeah. So what people usually do, they run around, do different things instead of sitting down and studying. So nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is, because you have continuously diverted the conversation to whatever, just filling it with filler. Have you had any experience with bullying recently?
Of course I did.
Really?
Yeah. People just don't grow out of it.
Okay, and how did you deal with bullying?
I asked you for your help.
No, I know, but how did you deal with it? I know you asked me for my help, but how did you deal with it? Did you confront the person?
I told them to stop, but they don't understand. They don't know. They can't stop. They just little baby, and they can't grow up. Some people don't grow out of it, unfortunately, and it seems to be a them problem. But then, if you're affected, then it's a you problem too.
And how did your perspective of that person change?
Oh, I lost tremendous amount of respect. Didn't want to talk to them. Don't want to associate myself with them. But unfortunately, they won't leave you alone. So that's the part that gets to you.
So I did step in for you, because the thing is, you're my boy, and even though, as you guys know, I did know or did not know we're cousins, but
Oh shit!
sometimes cousins can be as close as brothers. So therefore, I treat him as an extended family. Therefore, like my extended brother. But nonetheless, so I did step up to this person, and what happened in your words and your perspective when our interaction occurred? Like, what was the perspective of everyone around us?
That you guys are fighting and what's going on, and I felt uncomfortable, and I was like, okay, enough, stop. And I kind of felt a bit special because I was like, fighting over me? Oh, nice, thank you.
But that I'm not referring to that. What I'm referring to is, what was the perception of that individual in the eyes of the people surrounding?
Oh yeah, a lot of people came up to me, asked me, what's going on? Why is this person doing this? Do you know this person? This and that. And I'm like, yeah, bully is a bully.
And people had the lowest respect for him, right?
Well, they were taking my side, so I appreciate your help. Thank you if you're watching this podcast.
So why I bring that up, right? And this person is in his 30s, right?
Oh yeah, right.
So why I bring this up, I don't know if you heard or have heard, but the last week there's been a lot of antisemitism happening, right? Antisemitism is kind of a different way of saying bullying towards a particular sect of people, right? And in our case, it's bullying toward Jewish people. Yes, we're Jewish, in case if you didn't know, but listen, we're very proud about it, and we have no problem sharing and stating that that's exactly who we are. Nonetheless.
Now we're gonna get those haters comment that say, shut down this podcast, and or some horrible words, which I
doesn't
don't
matter. But the point is this is thankfully YouTube is it's inclusive and doesn't care who or what you are, as long as you're not violating the community guidelines. So we're fine. But what I'm trying to say, and actually the reason YouTube was named YouTube is because it's you too, meaning that you're putting yourself on television, so to speak. That's what it is. The three guys who created, that's what they were thinking. And the Time magazine put a cover of a kind of a glossy, like a glossy reflexive sticker on the Time magazine, because it was its person of the year, and when you looked at it, you would see yourself. So every single person, because of YouTube, was kind of person of the year. It was kind of like an alliteration, something else. Nonetheless, so why I bring that up is because over the past week there have been continuous anti-Semitic. I'm not gonna say gatherings, but statements being ushered towards Jews. And one of those, actually, there was a gathering that happened, and as I was reading before we started recording, next to a Broadway show on the first night of premiere.
I saw, yeah.
The show is called Parade, right? And the show, and that's why I was reading up on it, because I didn't know what it was about. It was about a Jew who was hanged to death. And the show was about an individual who worked at a factory, and then the girl blamed him for raping her. Sorry, she was raped in the warehouse where he worked, and then there was a person who was black, who was he was a janitor or a security guard, and Leo was the manager. That's the guy's name. And he gets kind of charged for raping her, but he never did anything. But in their mind, it was 1913, 1914, 1915, and so on. In their mind, it was they didn't want to hang another black person because it's been done so many times, so they want to hang somebody new. And no matter what the person said, they didn't believe him. Why this is interesting is because the show is going towards discrimination towards a particular sect of people, because there was discrimination against black and Jewish people. And then outside of the show, there's the neo-Nazis saying, because apparently the girl in the show was below the age of 18, so they kind of made it sound as if he was a pedophile. But it was that neo-Nazi group that was out there protesting against people who were going to see the show. And then to add on to that, there was the supposed day of hate that happened during this week on the internet that was circling around.
Yeah, I thought that was yesterday, no?
Yes.
That's why I actually stayed in. I didn't want to see that shit. I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay in. It was cold.
Yeah, so the Day of Hate was a neo-Nazi group purporting that we should go against the Jews are bad, etc. And there was a lot of, there was a flurry of people on the internet, black people, white people, all types of people saying that, listen, we're with our Jewish brothers and sisters, and we're not going to let this type of hate, dominate the world. And there's no place of hate in this world.
I don't know why they hate on the Jews. Like, folks, if you are sick, I'm pretty sure you're gonna go to a Jewish doctor.
Wow,
so
all right.
Let's
bias much. That's not where I'm going with it. The thing is, so Day of Hate. Lots of neo-Nazis are gonna come out. Lots of people who hate other people are gonna come out. So yesterday I was at a Jewish event in the evening, right? And I spoke to a guy who went to shul. Like, did you? And shul, for people who don't know, is a synagogue. And he's like, no, there was nothing there. We had a security guard.
My uncle, same thing. Yeah, he said nothing there.
So I Googled today in the morning what did the Jewish people do and what did other people do as a whole during this time. They changed the Day of Hate into Day of Resolve. Resolve means to reaffirm someone's faith, right? To reestablish a belief in something. Meaning, let's say I'm studying for an exam, I'm going to increase my resolve to study harder. So, at the Temple Beth El, yes, the Temple Beth El in the city, they were holding the Sabbath services outside. They wanted to bring in as many people as they could. They wanted people to be aware that they're there and they're here to stay, and they were not going to allow, any type of hatred to take over. Now, last night in Times Square, there were 3,000 Jews that got together to celebrate. Yeah. Yes, to celebrate the beauty of what it's like, what it is to be Jewish. And it was like Em Yisrael High all over the place. So I was looking at all this stuff, and throughout the country, there were no incidents. There were no incidents that caused any devastating things toward Jewish people. But what I was going to say is, sorry to interrupt. This goes towards the bully also, towards the bully and towards the hate. When a group of people try to cause harm to other people, it usually backfires because the people that being pressured or being discriminated against or being attacked, they usually find the strength within to fight back and become better and grow as a whole. So that's why today I needed to do the podcast. Usually I'm like, but today I was very impressed. Like the fact that they changed it into Day of Resolve, the fact that they affirmed their faith, the fact that, like, even you with your bully, you're like, listen, I don't want to deal with you. I'm like, I'm not you. I don't like you as a person. I don't like you as a whole. You need to step off.
Be careful. He watches this podcast.
I don't care if he does, but the point is this: he can watch it all he wants. This is a statement towards him that, listen, when people don't want to be around you, don't push yourself in a situation where you want people to like you. It's not going to happen. People are just they're going to dislike you. And the fact that there was such a flurry of people who were coming in to support the Jewish people as a whole. It's funny how when there was a Palestinian and Jewish war happening a year or so ago, oh, Jewish people this, Jewish people that, right? Now, all of a sudden, it changed. The winds of how people think keeps changing left and right. But the thing is, our resolve continuously has to always be strong, no matter what. Because, I mean, it was said that no matter what we do, no matter where we go, we're never going to be really accepted as a whole.
True, yeah.
And it's our job to continuously have faith, to continuously bring the light into this world and never become like other people, and to kind of heal the world in a way.
Yeah, but I feel like these people that want to hate or attack on the Jews, they're smart enough to not do it yesterday on the day they called it. They're going to do it when you least expect it. So let's see a month from now and see what happens. 'Cause
They're
that's
gonna,
when these
they're gonna
fuckers.
listen, they're gonna listen to this podcast.
Yeah,
and
they're
be
gonna be like, delay it again because Brucey Bruce or sunglasses. My new nickname is sunglasses apparently due to Costa Ricans. Thank you.
because the Ricans, you said.
Oh man, that was an interesting experience. Anyway, so yeah, they're gonna delay it, and it's gonna
Here's
be
the
at
thing,
least
it's
when
not
you
about,
expect it.
you know what I think? I actually think that they failed. And I'll tell you why. Because nobody showed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
No,
They're being sneaky and
no,
tricky.
no.
They're like, okay, this is the day everyone's gonna gather and everything. There's gonna be a lot of security, so we're gonna do what least expect.
No,
We're
no,
gonna
no.
do it 2 months from now.
No, but you're not following me. Yes, the people who originally organized it might have been sneaky, but the people who saw it, like, oh, let me go do it. And the little sects, the little groups everywhere, they didn't come out. And the reason they didn't come out, so here's the thing, the reason they didn't come out is they have jobs. They have responsibilities. They don't want to do this. Listen, you know what, if you work 5 days a week or whatever it is, you don't want to come out on Saturdays to go harass people. They're like, yeah, I don't like them, but can we do it on some other day?
Like, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, so it's, hatred is strong. Hatred can fuel people to do crazy stuff. But when regular life gets in the way of hatred, it tends to take a back seat. It's like, it's okay, we'll do some other time.
But
It's okay.
why is there so much hate though? Like, I don't even know like why
Hate
Hitler
is very
did.
simple. Hate is very simple. When people fail at something, they want to blame somebody else.
Well, that's what I heard. Hitler, why he decided to kill all the Jews was because
Correction.
He-
No. Wasn't only Jews. He wants to kill the blacks. He wants to kill the Jews. He wants to kill the gypsies. He wants to keep the gays. He wants to kill lesbians. He wants to kill any single person who did not fit the Aryan race, which was supposed to be blonde hair, blue eyes, 6 feet plus. It was like a dating profile, you know.
But I heard that he was attacking. He wanted to kill the Jews because he was an artist and he drew something, and the art teacher was Jewish. And she said, "Oh, you can't be an artist. You're dumb or whatever." And he found out the teacher was Jewish. He said, "Okay." And then he just started hating on the Jews, and then he decided to kill all the Jews or whatever. Is that true?
Actually, I've heard that story. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I don't know. I googled it too. I couldn't find it.
Again, I'm
Did it
not
make
sure.
sense? Let us know in the comments below if you get up to this 17 minutes and 18 seconds portion of the video, which I fucking hope you do.
Wow, he'd be blowing out bombs. But the thing is, United States. So if you do a like for like, right? You compare Germany to United States now. United States under the First Amendment gives you the freedom of rights. So it gives you the freedom of speech, gives me the freedom of religion, gives you the freedom to come together as a group, to assemble. So you have all these freedoms. That's the beauty of the United States. You can come here and you can do all these things as long as you don't incite violence, as long as you don't prevent me from doing it. Like a person who believes in the devil, he can have people who follow him and they worship. You're allowed in this country. You're allowed to. You can do whatever you want as long as you don't bother anybody else.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You forgot how we were coming back from Costa Rica, from Florida?
No.
What happened
It
over there?
doesn't- No. There's precautions which are in place, but you're allowed to do pretty much whatever you want within the guidelines set up by the United States Constitution. Okay?
That's how we got special treatment,
We
right?
have very special treatment. What can I say? We have a certain look where we get
For those of you
singled out.
that don't know, Danny and I went to Costa Rica, and we had one layover flight from Costa Rica to Fort Lauderdale, and from Fort Lauderdale to LaGuardia Airport, New York. And we had an hour and a half in our layover, and we had to get our checked bags.
You gotta admit, that was the quickest an hour and a half ever. That was the quickest hour and a half.
Yeah. Wow. And anyways, we got to get the check bags. It took 30 minutes to get that. Now we have to go through customs. So we have an hour, less than an hour left. We wait 5 minutes. These two detectives approach me and Danny, or Danny and I, and say, "Guys, how you doing today? Where are you coming from?" And we're like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Where are you guys going?" And Danny said, "Home or New York?" I don't remember.
He said we're going back to New York.
Yeah, I said I'm going home. He said he's going back to New York. He's like, "Where are you coming from?" And then we're like, "Oh, we're coming from Costa Rica. We're on vacation." And then they're like, "Why don't we help you out since you have an hour left for your flight? We're gonna let you cut the line. Come with us for the special VIP treatment. Let us screen you and check out if you are legit or whatever." And they were so cool, calm, collective. Like, Just nothing. Just read your buddy.
You know, the funny thing is, I didn't even get a stamp in my passport.
That you came back, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Now that's weird.
Yeah.
Now they think that we're still there.
Yeah, I didn't get a stamp.
I was like, don't they stamp it twice? And I think this VIP treatment made us skip the stamp and everything.
Yeah, they didn't stamp me either. Like, wait, because my dad was looking at it, like, wait, where's your stamp? I'm like, I got a stamp going there.
Did you tell him about the story?
I did. I was like, but I never got a chance to get it back.
Yeah, so these detectives, they screened Danny, they checked he was good, whatever. He opened my bag and everything, and guess what? He asked me how much money I had, how much this ring is worth, whatever. I told him all the mumbo jumbo.
Oh, these from his glasses.
Yeah, these sunglasses. So he freaking found these sunglasses, and he likes this white stuff. He's like, I can't buy them anywhere. I'm gonna take them. I'm like, sir, you can't take them. They're prescription, number one. Number two, they call me sunglasses exclusive for a reason. And that broke the ice. Everyone laughed. They confirmed I'm legit.
They confirmed he didn't have any weapons of mass destruction.
Exactly.
Nor did he want to blow anything up.
God forbid. Anyways, so they let us through. And as Danny remembers, we bought cologne in Costa Rica duty free. I bought myself some expensive.
It was duty free, but not haggle free though.
Yeah. Sexy Chanel cologne, almost $200 worth. Danny got some 1 in a million Paco Rabanne. It was like $190, and they gave us a free Victoria's Secret perfume for that special lady that I will find.
Why'd you go into a Russian accent? You don't need to do that. Everyone knows you're OTB.
Anyways, yeah. So I asked the Costa Rican duty free before we go to Fort Lauderdale. I'm like, are they gonna allow me to take this on the flight? She's like, yeah, I'm gonna pack it special for you, everything good. Good. The detective saw this, said, yeah, it's fine. It didn't hit my brain that I should just put it in the checked-in bag. So now we get to TSA. We have like what, 25 minutes left to fly? They would not let me go through with this Chanel cologne and the Victoria's Secret. To his, it's fine because it's apparently 3.4 ounces or less. And I'm like, I don't know. The lady said I can. The detective said I can. They're like, yeah, they're just gonna say that to sell. And the cops, the detectives, they should do their job. We're TSA. You can't take this through. So I'm there like speechless. Don't know what to say. Danny's over there on his phone. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Like he's waiting on me. I'm like, Danny, what should we do? What should we do? They call the supervisor. The supervisor saying no. In my mind, I'm like, these guys know this is Chanel. They just want to pocket and take it to themselves. So apparently I had to go back to recheck a bag in with this cologne and pay an extra $150. I'm like, bro, I think you should keep this cologne. I'll just file a claim with my credit card and that's fine. So we were like talking, and then another supervisor came, and then this other guy from behind came. I think Danny prayed very well that morning. Thank you, Danny. I prayed also, but I didn't know if I prayed that morning. And he came, he tried to help us out. Danny went to rush to the gate to tell them, don't leave. Sunglass Exclusive is coming in a few minutes. Apparently he ran to the wrong gate, or they changed the gate. It was a fucking interesting story. And he's there, and I'm like, oh my God, he's probably gonna leave this flight. He's gonna leave without me, and that's it. And I'm like, okay. So this guy's like, you can't take this cologne. Then the Victoria's Secret, he put it in something. It said, okay, you can take it. So since it's Chanel, I don't know why you freaking make your colognes with body armor and shit like that. He couldn't test that out. So he's like, you can't take it. I'm like, oh my God, this is the most expensive cologne. What do you mean? He's like, let me see. They opened the bag. They tried to spray it to check if it was a bomb or whatever. Then he went back to his supervisor, like, you can't take it. He went back to his supervisor 3 times. They're like, you know what, my supervisor's tired of this. He's in a good mood. One time exception, he allows you to take it. So then he brings this fucking big ass tape that says inspected by Department of Homeland Security, TSA, certified, everything. It's like 10 minutes, 5 minutes left in our flight until it goes. He's taking his sweet ass time, taping it 500 times. And I'm looking at this guy, I'm like, can you fucking hurry the fuck up? I don't want to miss my flight. Like 15, 20, 30 times, and then he finally gives it to me. I think me and him ran so fast that I haven't ran like that in the gym yet. So luckily we made it 2 minutes before boarding time. We got in, and then as we're walking into the plane, I was not shaved, and I was just telling Danny as a joke, like, man, I should have brought my razor. And the flight attendant is like, what razor? What are you talking about? I'm like, relax, I already got inspected by the detectives and everything, we're fine. And I'm like, can you believe it? They will not let me in a cologne into the flight, which is more than 3.4 ounces, but they allow me to take a straight razor. It doesn't make any sense. A straight razor is a serious weapon. A cologne is what? Spraying your eyes? Big deal. So that's TSA for you folks. And I saw the show, I'll end on this, with Michael Moore. It's called The Terms of My Surroundings, or Surrenders. Over there, apparently, TSA guideline says that what you can or cannot bring on board. And apparently we Americans, we need to be told point blank range what we can or cannot bring. And one of them things that we cannot bring on board, Danny, is what?
3.5 milliliter.
No. Apparently it says, if you look at the
Razors.
TSA. No, you can bring razors. They allow me to bring razors. You can't bring a bomb on board. You can't bring a terrorist on board. It actually says that in the TSA guidelines. Fact check me. Go ahead, guys. Go to TSA guidelines rule, and you're going to see it. The first couple of rules, what you can or cannot bring. It says you may not bring a bomb on board. You may not bring a terrorist on board. So that's interesting that we have to be told these things. So as a lawyer, it's probably needs to be written. So then if you want to sue.
Just in case. Correct. That makes sense.
So basically, long story short, they thought Danny was the terrorist and I was the accomplice. And
yeah, that was definitely
that was definitely it, because your beard was much more.
Oh, it was my beard, guys. My beard. So I became more terrestrial. No, I became more of a terrorist.
We're gonna get flagged in this video.
It's okay.
Shit. But there was an interesting experience. I don't know what was more interesting: the Costa Rica trip itself. I'm missing all of you Costa Ricans, and I love you all. Or the flight back here. But definitely a memorable, epic time. And Danny, we should continue flying together and seeing if we can get more detectives chasing us.
Actually, no, let's not. In any case, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
We appreciate all your comments. We appreciate all the shares. We appreciate all the likes. Everything. Even if you watch for 5 minutes, for 2 minutes, for 3 minutes, even if you get to the end, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Until next time, peace out.
Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.